Hey, YouTubers, Tasman here, bringing you another episode of Tasman's Foundry Virtual Tabletop version 13 from the ground up. And as you can hear, my voice is a little scratchy. Um, but we're gonna go through this anyway. We're gonna see if we can make it through this anyway. I have my water here with me, so hopefully I can keep my voice or my throat nice and moisturized, hydrated and stuff. So in our last episode, we went over the interface. We kind of covered how it looks for the player. We covered how it looks for the GM. And now we're going to talk about a couple of the features that really were introduced or created for version 13, of which there's been some changes to the lights we're going to go over. We kind of went over the doors, but now I uploaded some door things so we can see them a little better and get a better idea of what they're doing. There's also the movement. With the big thing about version 13 was all about drag rulers and stuff like that, and making it so that they were more intelligent. So we're going to talk a little bit about that as well. And obviously there's the light and dark mode, which I think we've gone over that before. Did we? Maybe. I believe I gotta remember where it is now. In here, it's probably under configure interface, and you can see there's a dark and light mode. I like dark mode. I think light mode just seems to be way too bright. But you can do it however you want. So if you've been doing this and you were like, "Oh, I really miss the light mode," or you're in light mode and you don't know exactly how to change it, that's where you do is you go into configure interface or user interface configuration, and you can change it there. Really what we're going to be going over mostly is the drag ruler, kind of the doors and how they work and stuff. And then one of the changes to lights that they highlight. Light, get it? And that is where lights actually interface with sound. So they're sound activated lights. I think that's pretty much the big thing that happened with it. I think, let me just check the notes real quick. No. Oh, and the combat turn marker. We already went over that the other day, I believe. So now when you're in combat, if we go into combat, do we have a combat? No. So we create an encounter here, throw these guys into the combat, and we begin the encounter, you'll see that we get this nice turn marker, and this is configurable. So you can actually set it to whatever you want. Right now it's just set to that. With the one that's in there, you have the options right here of spin pulse, where it kind of goes up and down at the same time, and then of course pulse. So this will show you the best of both worlds. Here you can actually change what the actual image is going to be that's spinning under there. So if you have a logo for, if you're doing it for Twitch or YouTube or whatever, and you have like a logo for your channel, you can actually have that kind of spinning underneath them. And then you can apply the tint to the turn marker as well, as it's saying here, based on the token disposition. So whether they're kind of a green, so for example, I think Acra is a neutral. So if we did that, I think that's all we want, and then enabled. If we do that, you'll see now it's a blue, it's pulsing, and it's going up and down. If we go to next person, you'll see it is now red. Let's see, can we come? Let's go down, down, red. And now, whoop, we just saw it. We have Kursk here, who is actually green, which I think Kursk isn't he one of the actual players? I think Acra, I think it's no, it's not him. It's down here. It's the Merrick and Kursk. Yes, our paladin. Whoa, what is this thing? There we go. So anyway, that's your options with that. We're gonna go ahead and end the encounter real quick. Oh wow, it stays on there if you without an encounter. Interesting. I wonder if that's just a glitchy thing. We'll hit refresh, and my guess is it'll be gone when it comes back up. So yeah, those are kind of the big things. They also introduced the portable build for it as well. So let's jump right into the drag ruler type of measurements. So you basically have your basic dragging, which is just taking a character. And what this does, actually, let's start with the little dragging down here. So what this does is this will actually look at your character. If we double click on the dragging here, you can see that they actually have a fly speed and a walk speed. So only 20 feet for their walk speed, 80 feet for the fly speed. So if we come in, we can actually zoom in pretty close for this guy. If I move him, you'll see we hit 20 feet right there, and now it should turn yellow, saying, okay, this was your first action. I guess you're dashing, because this is D&D rule set. Once we have 40 feet, now it turns red, saying, hey, you ran out. You can't do that, right? So it's really nice in that sense. The other thing it can actually do is if we right click on our character, we have this new thing, and I've talked about this in an earlier episode when we were transitioning and everything wasn't working. But you can actually click on the select, and you can see, if we zoom in here, that there's fly, swim, burrow, crawl, climb, jump, and teleport. So you have these other options. So now if we switch it to fly, for example, and we can even, let's say he's actually, he's going to be nice and high up in the air. He's going to swoop down onto the roof of this other building or just past it. So let's say he's like 20 feet in the air, maybe 30 feet. Sure. So now he's 30 feet up in the air. And let's say we want him to fly. So we're going to zoom out. Whoops, I keep clicking on those. So we're going to fly now. And you'll notice that now he actually has that green all the way out to 80 feet. And then once 80 feet is reached, then it'll turn yellow. And he'll have up to 160 feet for the yellow, because 80 and 80, 160, right? So if he's here, and then let's say we want him to swoop down. So now I'm going to use actually, I'm not in that mode yet, I guess. I was thinking I could do it here, but that's just going to zoom us in and out. We'll talk about this, what I was going to do, in a minute. So now we'll do it now. So if we drag him or if we click on him, so we're holding the left mouse button. If I hold Control and then I let go of the left mouse button, now you can see I'm not holding the left mouse button, I'm just holding Control. So now what I can do is actually create waypoints. So let's have him fly half his distance, which is 40 feet, which is right here, 40 feet. And then he's gonna create a waypoint by left clicking once. And then I'm going to go ahead and he's going to go another 40 feet, which is 80. But now I'm going to use the mouse wheel. I don't have to hold my left button or anything. I'm just holding Control. But now if I use the mouse wheel, you'll notice where it says 30 feet up on the other side of it. You'll see that now it's decreasing and going down to 0 feet. So maybe we'll make it 10 or so feet so he can land on the roof. So now if I let go of Control and I left click, it will confirm everything, and you'll see that his height is now decreasing down to 10 feet. So it's keeping track of that for us. Whoa, my throat. Now, one thing I wanted to show specifically with the waypoints and stuff, wasn't necessarily with the little dragon, was here with this guy right here. We have Seraph, and he's up on the roof, right? I created this roof tile right here. When you mouse over it, it disappears. If you don't know the roof tile, we can actually double click that. You can see that I have its elevation up 15 feet. If you don't have an elevation on the roof tile, it's considered on the ground. And then anything with an elevation a little higher than the ground is actually going to be like on top of it. So usually tiles that you actually want to be roofs or tree canopies or something like that, you want to actually have some elevation to them. If we go to the appearance, this is where I've actually set the actual image for the tile. You'll notice this is not one that's proper for this. The only thing that seems to line up is this furnace right, or the chimney right here. I don't know if it's going to do it why I have that. Can I do this? No, it's not going to do it right now. But anyway, this chimney technically should be right here, and this shouldn't even be here. There's no reason for the little awning to be on that side, but it's for an example. And then the important part is here we have, oh, there you go. Just went away again. There we go. Now you see it. You can see how there's no door where that little awning is. So we have it set so that the fade is the entire tile. We have the option of, just only a circle around the token or the token's vision field. So if they have, 60 feet, it's going to be giant anyway. I usually just do the entire tile. Trying to think of maybe if I was in a cave or something that didn't have its own light, maybe I would do that. Maybe change it to the visible tile or the surrounding the vision, token field of vision or something. And then this is how much it fades out. The default is 0, and I don't know if you can see, but so right there you can actually see if I bring it up to say 50%, this is how it will look when it's faded out. Not very good if you ask me. You can barely see through it. I would recommend either 0, so you don't see anything underneath the tile, or you don't see any signs of the tile, or maybe just a tiny bit. Maybe 1 would be the max, where now you can kind of see the ghost of the tile over there and stuff. So you can kind of see the tile, but usually 0 is fine. Restricting light, you'll notice that right here we have a red light, and it is not shining through. That's because we have this restrict light. So this roof is 15 feet up. That light, I think the default is 0, so it's just on the ground. And so because this is saying it restricts light, any light that's under it will not shine through it, which is kind of nice. And then this is, we've also played in the past with restricting weather using regions. This will actually do it also using weather. So if we came in here, went to configure ambience, and maybe threw in some weather. Let's just make it nice and snowy because I think that one's highly visible. So if we, I believe, maybe this will work, I don't know. If we go inside, you'll see underneath that tile, when it's invisible, it also is blocking the weather. So it's another way of blocking the weather without having to use regions. So what I wanted to also show you real quick is that our token here, our person, you can hear me. Oh, you can't hear music. Let me turn on, because we're going to want that as well. I think you might be able to hear that music now. It's not very loud, and I'm not going to turn it up. I'm not going to worry too much about it until we get to that part. So here we have him. I'm going to get rid of the weather because that is kind of a little distracting. So let's go ahead and make it clear. Let's go, maybe I do want the volume up just a little bit. I'm assuming you can hear that. Just a little. So here you can see, it's kind of hard to see, but you can actually see that Seraph here is 20 feet up. He's up on the roof, right? So we're going to use that same method of setting waypoints. We're going to have him come to the edge of the roof, jump down, get down to 0, and then he's going to come somewhere over here was the doors. Okay, so right in front of there is the doors, and I don't think we actually have any walls for the doors right in this on this map, so I'm not going to worry about that. Excuse me. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to click on Seraph, we're going to hold down Control, and we're going to start dragging him. So I clicked on him. As soon as I started dragging, I went ahead and released the mouse. Then we're going to have him, so he jumps down here. He's going to go down to a 0, not up. So now he's at 0. I'm going to left click. He's going to run across here, and he's almost out of movement. He's going to run inside, and Boom, right there is as far as he can go. I'm going to let go of the control key, and I'm going to go ahead and left click to commit the movement. And you'll see when he goes inside, now it's registering him underneath that token automatically. So now it's actually showing everything in here. So this next part, if we go look, we can see that we have this little speaker here, and we also have a little light here. If I double click on the light, and go to light animation, we now have this sound reactive pulse. So when there's music playing, it will actually pulse the light in sync with it. I guess I could turn up we'll turn up the intensity. Maybe that'll make it a little more obvious what's going on. So let's go ahead and hit that. Now if I go back into this mode and I bring Seraph inside that speaker area, because see, you'll notice that light's just red right now. But if I bring Seraph inside that, it won't work properly. It was working in my testing, I promise. I swear things never work when I'm trying to do it. I don't think so. Sound reactive pulse. We'll turn that back. Maybe, I don't think it's that though. Maybe it's pulsing so fast. Seriously? All right, I will tell you what it was doing when it was working right, just before I started recording. Basically, the dim light or the bright light portion of it was actually getting bigger and smaller to the music, and it was working without an issue. I swear this game always knows, or this tabletop always knows when I'm recording. It says, hey, I'm gonna throw Taz a loop here. Oh, you know what? We're gonna try something else. We're gonna go ahead and refresh. Maybe that'll do it. Why we do that, I'm gonna look and see. Oh, doors is the last part. All right, so here we are. Let's click on Seraph. And of course it's not going to do what it's supposed to do. Let's see if it does it with this guy. It really works, guys. Believe me. I promise it worked. All right, well, as usual, it doesn't work when I want it to. So let's go ahead. This actually seems like a good place to throw a door. I'm gonna go ahead, stop the audio on that audio anyway. We're gonna come out here and we're gonna throw in a door right here, and we're gonna show you the doors a little more in depth. So let's come to walls, and we're gonna add a door, and we're just gonna simply add a door from here to here. All right, now that we have that, let's go ahead and double click it, and we're gonna go grab an image for it. Where's the image part? Restriction, ambient type, was it at the top? Restriction both, movement, light, normal, door type. No, that's not it. Why am I not seeing it? Am I missing something? Hold on. Restriction, both is fine. That's all fine. Proximity, attenuation, door type. It's just a door. Door state, closed. This is the door sound. So we have all these fancy sounding ones, rocky. I guess I need to turn this on. Hopefully that's not too loud. Now, of course, it's going to be super loud for you. So let me go turn that down. It might have been good that it wasn't all the way up, or that it wasn't where you just heard that. I think actually it's just environment. Let's try that. So you can hear the rocky door. I could swear there was a spot in here where I configure the actual image used. Ascend, descend, slide. Is that all of them? I think there might be more, but because I'm doing this at this resolution, I can't see it very well. So ascend, update wall. I could have, hold on. There. Oh, there we go. Now we're getting more. I knew that was there. How come I wasn't seeing that when I was scrolling? I'm not sure. So we have these options. Oh, thank goodness. We're going to go into our assets. We're going to go to images. We're going to go to doors. And I think let's just do maybe, I don't remember the difference between these. Let's look at these. Oh, one's on the left, one's on the right. This one's kind of like a double door. Let's just, it doesn't matter what one we actually use. Let's just do that. We don't need to flip the door texture. Oh, double door, interesting. Actually, I did know about that. That actual, without having to make it, it makes it so that you click on one tile and it actually opens up, or you click on one of the buttons and actually looks like the animation is in half, which is kind of cool. All right, so now you can see we have this nice door there. And you can see that it fades out because it's coming upwards towards us. Let's go back to walls and click on that. We'll go ahead. Right now it's in a state of open. So we have ascend. We have descend, where it's actually going to go into the ground. That means it's actually going to be, I believe, descended right now. So we go in, and if we close the door, it actually looked like it came up. So it got a little bit larger and brighter as it comes back into the locked state. Right? Then let's go ahead. The next one, I don't know why I couldn't scroll down there, or maybe, I don't know. I guess I might be dumb sometimes. Then we have sliding. So we have our nice sliding door here. We can click on the door and you'll see it slides that way. Now I believe we can tell it which way it slides. I think that's where you, no, that wouldn't be the inverse. Let's double check. Because I thought, sorry, slide. I don't, let's try that one, but I don't think that's going to do it. I think that's just the image. All that's really going to do is flip it. So basically the door handle's on this side. Actually, no, I flipped it horizontally. Interesting. Okay, well, let's see if that did anything. I don't think it did. So I wonder if it always opens to the left when it slides, or if you can do it to the right. Some things that you don't think of when you're actually starting to do all this. So I wonder, and there's nothing there. Direction? Reversed. I bet that's it. So we do that. I think there we go. Beautiful. So we have the door going that way. Let's go ahead and do the last couple. And we're at 23 minutes, so this is pretty good. This will be a perfect stopping point once we finish. Scroll down. We'll go ahead and do, let's see, slide. We have swing, which I think that one's the regular door. Swivel, I think, is where it pivots. Its rotation point is in the center of the door itself. So if we do this one, go back here again, click on it, so open and close. That one's actually pretty accurate because the door handle's on this side. It makes a wonderful scratchy sound. We can even change that just to something else. How about a creaky wooden door? That's beautiful. All that's not going to make much sense with the swiveling. But that's okay. So now you'll see that it actually pivots in the center. And I'm assuming if you say reverse direction, it'll just swing this side that way. Let's double check. So we say reversed, go back to default. So before it was swinging the handle up. My guess now it's going to swing the handle down. Nailed it. Okay. So there you go. Those are, oh wow. Those are your big changes. You know, there's lots and lots of bug fixes. They also mentioned that they have released a portable version, so you can actually have your Foundry on a thumb drive and actually run it from there if it's big enough. Nowadays, it's not going to be very hard to have a big enough thumb drive. Then there's lots of changes, API stuff. What else is in here? The game canvas had some stuff done to it. Lots and lots of bug fixes. But yeah, I think that will do it for this episode. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, be sure to leave a thumbs up down below. Aside from that, comment, like, and subscribe. Click that little notification bell. Join my Discord channel. Tell other people about my YouTube channel. Check it out. If they like what they see, they can sub. We grow the channel. Everybody wins. And that is it, my friends. Until next time, I'll be seeing you later. I'll be seeing you later. Bye.